Hi, welcome to a video on how to complete Assessment A for Introduction into Sociology. I'm going to go through all of this information on the slide and on the slides to come, but the most important thing I can recommend that you do is actually go and read your unit outline. You can see here for Assessment A is all the information. This is a contractual agreement between you and Michael about what is required for Assessment A and for Assessment B and so on. Please do read your unit outline. This is a really important document and it gives you all the details about what's required. So returning to the presentation, Assessment A comes in two parts. You're going to do a presentation in a tutorial and you're going to repeat this 3 times. You're also going to do a hard copy version of your presentation and you're going to submit that online through Canvas. And a part of this is actually about building your skills to present in front of a group, but also to demonstrate your academic writing skills prior to the undertaking of the essay. So let's have a chat about the presentation itself. It's 2 minutes long. Now in my tutorials you will have a beep that goes off at 2 minutes, and once that goes off you will sit down. I don't know if Michael is that harsh, but that's what it is. It's 2 minutes. You have to include a summary. Now this is where you show an understanding of the reading. It's not just repeating what's in the reading that you've done, it's actually demonstrating you've understood what you've read. Next you're going to talk about your critique. So this is what you liked and what you didn't like. This is where you show you actually have engaged with the material. So if you just stand up and do a summary, that doesn't rate too highly because you actually haven't showed whether or not you've thought about, is it believable? Does it seem accurate? Do you call bullshit? Which you can totally do. But that's an important part of being able to critique what it is that you're reading. And this is a very important part of your university education. Then I want you to talk about how it's useful. Now this can be how it's useful to the unit, how it links back to the lecture, how it links back to other things that you've read in the unit or for the unit, how it links to other units, or otherwise, actually how does it apply to your own interests? So was the reading interesting to you because of your personal perspectives or activities that you undertake in a personal perspective or a personal life? So you have to do all those things in 2 minutes. Now it seems like a lot, but it really isn't. So I don't want you to freak out about this. This reading was about X. It was interesting because, it was pretty weak because, I think it links quite nicely to what we learned about in week 3 because, I also think that this applies to my personal interests because. You can see there the word because is really frequent. This is you justifying your position. University education is not about opinion, it's about supporting your opinion with evidence and examples and materials that you've read. Now what about the hard copy? Please do not submit your presentation notes. This is not going to go well. It has to be academic in style. This shows us that you actually will be prepared to write for the essay, and then we can give you feedback on how to write better for the essay. You need to include citations and a reference list in Harvard style. Now this is not hard. The reference list is actually cut and paste from Canvas because that's what's there. But do include a citation because it shows whether or not you're using Harvard style, APA or another one. And it means if you're going to footnote, we can pick it up early instead of it hitting your essay. Ideally you want to submit on the day of your presentation. However, you do have until 5 p.m. the Friday the week you present. So if you present it on Monday, you can get until Friday. If you presented on Thursday at 5 o'clock at night, you get to submit until Friday, 5 p.m. If you haven't submitted by then, you will lose 5% every day. Please submit in Word format. It makes it easier for us to read and engage with, and it also means that Canvas doesn't lose its bundle, as sometimes it's wont to do. So please use Word format. This is particularly important for later assignments because it gives us capacity to give more detailed feedback. For Assessment for your Assessment C and D, Word is very, very important because it's how you get most of your feedback. If you don't do any written work and I've given you a mark in class, you will not get your grade. You must present your written work in order to get your grade. At the end of your presentation, this is after the 2 minutes, you actually have to provide some questions for the tutorial, or at least a question. Now this shouldn't be, what did you think of the grammar error on page 3? It should be, I thought that the reading was very enlightening because of this. However, I thought it was weak here. Do you all agree? That's a really basic question, but you can see what I'm going for there. It's more about engaging with the material and seeking the opinions of other students. Do you think they all agree with you or not? Those questions are important for your participation mark. So grade-wise, you actually get 5% for each presentation. All right, but then overall for the semester you get 10% for participation, and the types of questions you develop play into this because that shapes the type of conversations we have in the tutorial and then how you facilitate or engage with those conversations. It's not in the rubric, in the unit outline, it talks about facilitation. Facilitation in these tutorials is about how you engage with the material in the classroom, using evidence and engaging with others in the room, and then obviously the type of question that you develop. If you cannot make your presentation time slot for your tutorial, they are being chosen in week 2, so you don't have them yet, or you do depending on when you're listening to this video. If you can't make that tutorial because you've been called away for work or you're sick or whatever, it is stock standard extension request. So you must complete an extension form, you must provide documented evidence, and it must go to Michael and he must approve it. I will not be providing any clearances, that's Michael's role, so you must go through to him. The way the marks come is, have you demonstrated understanding, have you demonstrated engagement, what's your actual presentation style, so there will be substantial feedback because we are seeking to build your skills on this, have you done academic writing, and have you done a Harvard reference. So that's basically how we allocate the marks for Assessment A, and I hope this video has been useful to you. Thanks.